I'm Victor Hong from CIO Connect. Today we'll talk about machine learning on open data. What is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is any technique which enable computer to mimic human behavior. Machine learning actually is a set of technology in artificial intelligence study, what we call AI study. The main point of this technology is to provide the ability for the computer system to learn. And how did they learn it? And well, they use the data to learn it, processing the data to see the pattern in the data, and try to build some models for the solution. An AI power application usually involve neural network because it's easier for the system to train a system in neural network than writing lot of hundreds of lines of code. Many AI development projects go through this 6 phase. I think the most important is that you discover some insight and you try the trial. But obviously, as we mentioned, AI usually use machine learning models, and actually you need to data to teach the models how to learn the pattern and study the pattern and give the insight. A firm or startup it involve a lot of cost in it. And at this phase, I think is usually if the customer do not provide any data or do not have any data, then obviously the developer will go to collect data from that for them, and usually they will collect the data from open sources and internet. There are two related costs associated with any AI development project. One is the performance related issue. Depend on what kind of processing algorithm you use. You use natural language processing, you use image processing, and you use speech recognition. Those are different algorithms, so they involve different costs. And also besides that, whether you want a very high accuracy, the higher the accuracy, the higher the cost. And also whether you want to the machine continue learning, not only learn it in the first stage. After it learn it, you release it and apply in your problem. Usually, if you need the machine to continue reprocessing new data to learn in a new development, then this kind of cost is not small. And also there are a lot of costs related to data. One whether it's there's superable data, and whether the data need to have transformation and complex extraction, and whether the data is structural or unstructured. This is a typical cost example of different type of AI development, including document digitization, use the computer to find out the document and storage for you and archive for you, or you want to predict the stock market trend. Here is that in particular one type of model is using language processing interface, and then using how to recognize all this command and able to predict what is the best trend, what is the trend of this stock, or image modeling, this kind of thing. In MIT technology review, it had been found that the last few years, the new AI model are using a lot of computer power, and it can see from the diagram that the computer usage by this building new models are quite substantial. It increase double every 3 to 4 months. In compare with computer power only double every 2 or 3 years. There's a big gap between what is the resources can be deployed between large internet giant and small, medium-sized enterprise startup company. No doubt that the open data help a lot because it help without the startup or this kind of AI development doesn't need to involve a lot of cost and in data processing because all this data is available in the public. Don't need them to collect. But however, that some of the open data are the quality are not very good, and the evidence show that low quality of geo data in this example, relative low usage. One of the high usage of language data is in Stanford Well Semantic, and this is has been widely used in the world, and that's why there's a lot of good AI translator language application being available in the world because of this good open data available. Genome data is also being developed by the whole world and then has been be a very good open data available for many people to develop many lot of medical application. I think that is have been proved again. If the data is good, then it's much more lower the cost of AI development in this field. Recently, have a lot of cloud service company have initiated this open data program in order to help to gather the government data and then put it in them and work with the government and how to make the open data accessible. We know that cloud has been working or has a good storage service provider, data storage service provider, and data management service provider, and also is a very strong computer power service provider. Now, not only that, in the last few years, the cloud service company also have been developed this lot platform, which is help this AI developer, application developer, to put their application on their platform to serve the public. So in the sense that one, you no longer need to have employ so sophisticated data and science. Actually, all this environment has been built for you to use a very easy application to build your insight, build your typical model or build your typical application. This is an example of Microsoft and AWS and how they have this kind of application on the platform on the cloud, which is can available for anybody to use it to build their service, to build the AI service to the public. So it seems to be the government is a data owner, but not necessarily is a good data service provider. So I think it's now is the time to think if the open data policy objective is to provide the good data service to the public to enhance economic and social benefit to the community. I think it's the time the government have to think about whether it should be partner with the cloud service company, which is on their platform good. First, they are a good data service company, and the second one, they have experience, and the third one, and they can be also leveraging their application, machine learning application, which is help any developer, any AI solution provider can use this kind of service on the cloud to make their own solution for the public, for the client. I think this is the time that the objective of the open data policy should be revised, and which is if it is to serve the public benefit and economic of the community, as the AI application bring economic and social benefit to the community, bring down the development cost of this AI application, indirectly generate social benefit. So the government should work with the good data service provider, the cloud service provider, to lower the overall cost of AI application, which is easily for them to leverage the ML, machine learning, or AI application service in the cloud. Okay, thank you very much to talk to talk about this issue. If you have any question, feel free to drop your email to me. I can explain more to you. Bye bye.